What is up, everyone? Welcome back to the live show. Happy Wednesday, December 10th. Christmas around the corner. We're going to talk a little XRP Christmas rally. I'm excited about this one. A lot of news is lining up. A lot of the pieces are starting to come together. We're going to talk about it because a lot of people are missing the bigger picture here, especially what's going on with derivatives right now and Gemini, a very interesting piece to the puzzle. Plus, don't forget, Monday, the 15th, we have CME XRP spot futures going live. We're going to break it down, talk about it, and talk about how big this is and the amount of XRP that is about to be taken off the market. So hopefully everyone can hear me loud and clear. As always, do me a favor, hit that like button as you come on over into YouTube. Whose birthday? Smoltzy, is it your birthday? Whose birthday? Smoltzy, is it you? How are you? Awesome little birthday first. If it's your birthday, happy birthday, my friend. Frankie, my boy, I see you. Yo, Rip, good evening. Maddie Grimes. User, HH7. There's a lot of numbers there. Crypto Prince, I see you as well. Happy birthday, Smoltz. 164 coming in off the rip. You love to see it. Did I go live? Let me just check. Make sure that I did the right thing over on Twitter. And we did. Perfecto. XRP, let's go. What's up, my friend? Let's fire up the old camera. Where's my button? There it is. What's up, my people? Welcome, welcome, welcome. We got a lot to break down here. We got a lot to cover. We got to talk about these spot ETFs and all the XRP that's being sucked off of the exchange. We got a new number coming in of the reported XRP on the exchanges, which is down. It is down in a big way from 7 billion to 4 billion XRP left on your major exchanges. We all know what's going to happen. We all know what's coming. And this is lining up perfectly with what is launching on Monday. We're going to talk about the effects about the CME, what it did to Bitcoin, especially to the open interest, which is a massive number. Obviously, we all know what happened to the Bitcoin price. We're going to talk about the spot ETF that might be going live tomorrow. If not tomorrow, it's going to be probably early next week. This is a lot to unpack. Let's do a quick little roll call. Let's get into this bad boy. Yo, Derek, what's up? Let's go. I see you. Phil, what's up, my man? Long live Rip. Art Caffeine, Rip. Everyone you have prefabs coming up. Rip everything you have. Prefabs come to pass and more. I like that. Yes, yes, it does, doesn't it? Husky Tom, what's up, my friend? Rona, I see you as well. Rusty Oz coming in from, I believe, Australia, right? Everyone is going to cold wallet self-custody. That's right. Smolty says fire sale. It is a fire sale. Hit that like. Yeah, tell him, Maddie. Maddie Grimes, you let him know. 241 coming in on YouTube. 33 likes, guys. I need y'all to help support the channel. The thumbs up. Look, that's the ultimate way to do it. That tells YouTube we need to push out the content. We almost broke 1,000 in here last week because you all hit that thumbs up. It takes 2 whole seconds. That's all. You got this. Derek still can't get coworkers on board with XRP. They're going to find out soon. Yo, Derek, they're going to find out the hard way, man. When you're packing your bags up and you're walking out that door, they're going to say, why, Derek? Why didn't you tell us? And you can be like, I told you, man. You don't want to listen to me. Congrats on the softball championship, Phil. I appreciate that. Thank you, man. It feels good. It feels good. Wait until you see these new jerseys we're getting in. It should have them in 2 weeks. They're pretty freaking funny. They're comical. I'm excited to start the new year. Been going out there, been swinging a bat as well. Trying to get the swing back down, working with 2 of my boys. I'm ready for a new season, man. I really am. So, Rip, everything you have predicted has come to pass and more. All right, I knew that's what you meant. I knew. I was like, is he going to correct it or what? I got you. Yeah, no, it's crazy, right? I mean, the predictions have been spot on. I mean, sometimes people don't like hearing the predictions, though, because they don't like what I got to say. But you know what? Truth is the truth, and we only bring the truth as much as we can, right? Sometimes we get things wrong, but we try to be as accurate as we can because, hey, We don't want everyone thinking XRP is going to $1,000 overnight and it doesn't happen. You get let down. You do something stupid like I've seen people do because I've been here since 2017. You sell your bag and you miss out on the greatest opportunity of a lifetime. That's why we got to keep it real. We keep it real. We tame the expectations. And when they blow past what we're saying, hey, everyone's happy about it. You know what I mean? Know what I mean? That's what we got to do. Hey, Rip, listening from OZ. Robert, OZ? Talk to me. A price prediction for the end of the year. No, I can't. As soon as I say the price prediction for the end of the year, you're going to see all the viewers go down. When we can't do it. We can't do it. Panza ETF tracker on website. Is it coming back? Yes, it is back up, my friend. The link is live on the site. I swapped it over last night. I had to fix a massive issue on the site. I didn't know what was happening. So the views on the website were going through the roof. I mean, we were pulling close to 100,000 views on the thing. And then I was looking and I was watching Google Analytics and it was just coming down. I was like, why is it coming down, right? What happened here? Well, I restored something on the site because I messed up a piece of coding and it wiped out everything. So I had to fix it. So the site's back to life. The ETF tracker is up. The link's on the main page. It brings you right to it. It's etf.xrprightnow.com if you want to type it in as well. It's beautiful though. We're going to make some changes to it as we go. We got to add in the index funds. That's going to be next. This thing is going to be cooking. And you get all your Ripple and XRP news. Why not? $10 by the end of the year. Bring it on, my friend. I love it. Let's go. I ain't mad about that. From Kentucky, holding strong, brother. Thanks for the great info. You're very welcome, my Kentucky friend. Hopefully you don't got snow yet. You shouldn't have any snow, right? Australia. I was going to say Australia. Then I was thinking about OZ. And for some reason, I started thinking about US states. And I was like, there's no OZ. But I had a feeling. Price prediction. What's the matter, McRip Chicken? Look, we'll throw a prediction out there. The tracker is great. The articles are a little too AI-ish. I love AI though. Okay, we can fix that though. We can fix that. We can fix the AI-ish tone. That's easy. That's easy. Jonathan Sanchez, Rip, how do you feel about earning with XRP on Kinetic Flare ecosystem? I'm going to be honest with you. I haven't dug into it yet. I like the idea of earning, right? But there's always a risk to those ecosystems. If you wanted to play around, and I think that's cool. I think it's safe to play around, to learn the systems before you go balls to the wall. I don't think you should jump in balls to the wall. But I like what Flare is doing. I'm a big component of Flare. I think Flare is going to bring a lot of attention to both ecosystems. I think they're going to be one of the major catalysts as far as the DeFi sector, as why XRP is going to run where it's going to run. I said Flare was always going to be a re-look into for me come 2026 once those airdrops come to an end in January. And then we can actually start covering more of Flare. Waiting for those airdrops just to get out the system. Daryl in Stockton, welcome to the page, my friend. Appreciate the sub. I'm just waiting for the airdrops to get out of the system because, as I said before, airdrops equals free money equals price suppression. So I want that rinsed out. I'll get in as low as I can on Flare, and then we'll start utilizing everything. That's my 2 cents on it. Crypto Prince, I'm in Hawaii, Honolulu, no snow. Yeah, you got no snow out there. You got snow coming for the next week. Damn. Low key, I kind of missed the snow. I'm not going to lie to you. Poke friend AJ, where's the rally? The rally down? What happened when it's not $100 by the end of the year like you? Well, first of all, Poke, my friend, I never in your wildest dreams said it's going to be $100 by the end of the year. That's insane. I never said $100 by the end of the year. My predictions, everyone knows my predictions. And I will run through my predictions right now, actually, Poke. I like people like you because you bring up nice talking topics and keep the channel rolling. My predictions, we got 3 ranges, very, very conservative range. If Bitcoin is indeed in a bear market, like I do believe it is, 4 to 650, if it's going to roll over from here. Super conservative. I give it a very low chance of hitting on my XRP target scale. My very, very probable range of interest on XRP is only $8 to $13. If something crazy does happen and we see everything playing out the way we think it's going to play out, 19 to 30 is my range. $100, no shot, no shot. And that's those targets aren't even by the end of the year. This is now going to be pushing into at least Q1, if not Q2 of next year. Looks like it's lining up for the stimulus checks that are going to come out. Almost the same exact playbook that we saw during COVID. Stimulus came out, markets ran. I mean, Bitcoin ran to 69K that year, right? 20 to 69, 17, right around there. That's the playbook I'm looking at. I think the government shut down the ETF delays, the derivatives that we are now finally getting coming to life, that got delayed a little bit. So I think this just got extended out a little bit. But hey, you know what? An extension isn't a bad thing. An extension's not a bad thing. And there's nothing you can do. You know, you can call the government delay a black swan. That's a little extreme, but still a shutdown of our government, delaying all of these ETFs on crypto, delaying derivatives, delaying regulations. I mean, there's still no Clarity Act, still no Genius Act. Everything got pushed back. You know what I mean? It is what it is. We can't control that. And it plays into our price prediction. You know, if that didn't happen, I think we see higher targets at this point. But it is what happened, and that's it. Art says, oh, that's good. Let me see that. Art says, Rip, I made so much money because of you. I feel guilty. I owe you, big brother. Thank you. Oh, you're welcome, my friend. I love to hear that. I'd love to hear that. You know what I mean? Frankie says, yeah, we got delayed. We did. Red 250 in March 2026. Yeah, you know, joke. Jake Claver is the 3 digits this year. Yeah, Jake Claver is 3 digits this year. I think Jake said 50 to 100 from XRP ETFs was his exact statement on it. Look, if it plays out, I'm not going to be mad. But as I said, we don't come here expecting moonshot targets, because all they do is they set you up for failure, right? Expect lower targets. And if the lower target gets hit and we go way above it, you're not going to be mad about that. But if you come out here and you're thinking XRP is going to be $100 and we get to $5, you're going to be pissed. I mean, you shouldn't be pissed. The $5 XRP target from here is almost what, a 2.5x? You're not getting that in the stock market for over a decade. So it is what it is. You know what I mean? We live with it. I've been here since 2017. And I'm the first one to tell you, when I got into XRP in 2017, I never thought it would be 2025, almost 2026. And we barely made a brand new all-time high by a couple of cents. I'll be the first one to admit it. I did not think I would be holding this thing, you know, another, you know, year, 2 years, whatever it may be. I thought that this would have been my year to retire. I talked about it getting out at 40. Well, here I am, 40, still working, and XRP's $2. I mean, I made great profits from 17 cents where I got in. Don't get me wrong, but I thought it would be a lot higher. And it's crypto, right? It's crypto. And we can't control what happens, but obviously there's something bigger at play. There's a reason why XRP has been suppressed so much. And it's very obvious at this point, because you look at all the other assets, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Chainlink. When I got into the market, Chainlink was 17 cents, just like XRP, and it ran all the way up to $50. XRP barely broke, what, 360, 370? And it has so much more going on than Chainlink does. So you got to just say, why is this happening on such an amazing asset? And there's always a reason for it, right? All the research we do, all the videos we put out, it's all factual information in those videos, but price has not caught up to it yet. Price always catches up. Price is your lagging indicator. It's always the last thing to go. Always. I don't care what market you look at, the stock market or the crypto market. Price is always the last thing to catch up to the fundamentals. And that's just the dead honest truth. That's it. You know what I mean? Just hold it. Keep on stacking. Yo, Frankie, what's at the end of your name now? It went Frankie INM. What is that? XRP Moonshot. How he predicted certain things happen. How is Jake Clever? He predicted numbers. Yeah, he has. I mean, he has Catalyst on. And look, it is what it is. A prediction's a prediction. It's either right or wrong. End of the story, right? I made predictions and they were wrong. It happens. It's a 50-50 crapshoot. It's like flipping a coin. You know what I mean? You can't lie on Rip. One thing about Rip is he's the most conservative on numbers. He's like that uncle in the family that keeps it real with no fluff. Super conservative, but spot on. Thank you, Art. See, Art's preaching, man. Art's telling the truth. I appreciate that, Art. It means a lot, man. Thank you for those words. We will be holding for 4 more years, bro. Look, hey, hold it for 4 more years, and it's not a bad thing, right? It's not a bad thing. I'll be another bull run territory. XRP price is going to be a lot higher than this at that point. Not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing at all. Patience is a virtue. Relax, everyone. It is. Look, crypto tests your patience. This thing is going to make you second guess yourself, triple, 4, 5, 6 times. You're going to be second guessing yourself for until at least XRP's, above its all-time high, asking yourself if you made the right choice. The most important thing to do is to do your own research. Don't listen to others, including myself, with the research that we have done. You need to go verify the information yourself and be like, this is right, and dig into it. Because at the end of the day, this thing up here, your mind, it is a very, very powerful muscle, and it will make you do some irrational things, and it usually always happens at the wrong timing. So if you do your own research and you actually understand what you're holding and you start connecting everything around it, you're going to understand where this thing is going to go. That's my word of advice for today. That was pretty good. That was pretty good. Nah, yeah, Frankie, got an INM at the end. I don't know, never seen that. Never seen that. I'll drink to that. You better put 2 down. And Husky Tom, everyone's drinking to that. I only got water, but I'll drink to that as well. Husky Tom's gonna go drink anyways. Make sure YouTube hit that thumbs up button for me. I appreciate that. Let me see, check Insta real quick. Insta, I see you going on out there. Mike says, Rip, I thought you said because of the AFs that we don't have to rely on what Bitcoin is doing any longer. AFs. Oh, ETFs. There's your other comment. Correct. We don't. Well, we do and we don't. We used to be at like level 100. Now we're probably at like level 90. We have a long ways to go before that full decouple comes in. We only have 4 ETFs at the moment. But what's going to happen on Monday, that's going to play into this as well. We're going to touch on that in about 2 seconds here. Rip from Eastern Pennsylvania, buddy. Yeah, so talking about that, great comment. XRP 100% is decoupling from Bitcoin. It's not just going to happen like that because it's been coupled up to Bitcoin for so long, but we are getting that decoupling event. We have a long ways to go. It's going to take time, but every day that passes with all the money coming in from these spot ETFs, the more it decouples. It will be at a point where Bitcoin can go down 40% and XRP won't even hiccup. It won't even have a burp. And that's where these markets are going to go with your real assets. How do you know if your asset's a good choice? It is very simple. When I first got into the markets, it was absolutely awful. Mamba, I'll answer that in a second. It was awful when I first got into the markets because you didn't know who was actually building or who was just full of shit, right? A lot of companies were full of crap. Everyone used to come out, oh, we're faster than XRP. Well, that's great, but who's your partner? Who are you working with? And they didn't have any answers, and those tokens are gone right now. I remember Verge back in the day. I don't know who. Tell me in chat who remembers Verge. Verge acted like they were the biggest coin out there. They said they made the biggest deal in crypto. They were in New York City on Wall Street. I think this was like 2018. And what did they do? They pulled up with a X-rated company's branding logos on like Ferraris, and that was the big deal. It was a nothing burger. And now where's Verge? Verge is gone. So back when I got in 2017, I didn't know what was going to be still around, 8 years later. Now it gets a lot easier. If you see an ETF on your asset, if you see an index fund that includes your asset, hey, you pick the winner. Because those are going to be the ones that survive. You know what I mean? We just seen Bitwise's index fund. It had AVAX in there, Chainlink, XRP was in there, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, Litecoin. Those are going to be the ones that the big money is going to be going after and accumulating. So it makes it a lot simpler. Mamba, do you think XRP will ever hit $1,000? Could it ever hit $1,000? It could. We would need a lot of adoption. We're seeing a lot of the keys to that puzzle fall in right now, which would actually can lead us over to this right here. Let me straighten this out for my my vertical people. Oh, I can't. Vertical people, you're gonna get it messed up. That's just how it is. Can I hide that for vertical? I don't think I can. Where's my Alert TikTok vertical. No. Oh, oh, no, I can't do it. Well, sorry, my little Instagram people. So when we talk about Monday and we start talking about the puzzle pieces that need to fall into place, this right here you see on your screen, this is one of them. This is the CME group coming out with their XRP futures, spot futures. And a lot of people are like, but the CME group is not going to actually be holding XRP. These aren't normal futures. Okay, this isn't a paper contract. What these futures from the CME group rely on are real spot XRP to survive, right? The CME isn't launching cash settled toys. They're launching these spot XRP futures, the same unlock that Bitcoin institutionals run consisted of. So the CME, they need accurate spot pricing, right? Your market makers who are going to be backing these, they need a deep XRP inventory. And then your liquidity providers, they have to hold XRP here to manage it. So you're going to have your market makers, your liquidity providers, your arbitrage desk, your ETF issuers, and then your banks and your brokers. They're all going to need to hold XRP here. This is the exact same playbook. And if you don't believe me, go look it up, of how Bitcoin went from magic internet money to a BlackRock Fed liquidity game. It's no joke. And this right here is big money. This is huge money. They will need to pull XRP from the books, from the OTC, in order to back these spot futures that are coming. And this is launching on Monday. This is a very, very big deal. And this goes along with your ETFs that you already got. So you can see right here, and I highlighted on your screen. For the first time ever, says XRP is being purchased on behalf of your retirement accounts, your RIAs and advisors, your institutional portfolios, your brokerage customers, and your ETF model allocators. That's how big this is. This isn't a nothing burger. So when you tie this in on Monday from the CME to your what's going to be now 6 XRP ETFs, and we start talking about that supply shortage, it's coming. The last time, or excuse me, 2 weeks ago, when we talked about how much XRP was out there, there was 7 billion on the exchanges. Do you see what we're down to right now? Your screen's going to switch in a second, no more on delay. We're down to 4.25 billion XRP on the exchange. That's the exchange. What does this tell me? It tells me your over-the-counter desk are already sucking it from your exchanges. And it's not hitting the price just yet, because what did we talk about? Your price is going to be your last indicator. It is your lagging indicator here. This XRP is getting swallowed up, everyone. The numbers don't lie. And this is being pulled. This information is coming directly from XRP Scan. It's your top 10 exchanges out there by holding. And is being scraped right off of the XRP ledger. This is real legit info. And you can see the shortage. Supply shortage happened with Bitcoin. Why do you think Bitcoin broke an all-time high before its halving? Because there was a supply shortage. Over-the-counter desk, they couldn't supply the Bitcoin they needed anymore to these massive companies. So what do? They go to the order book and they buy it. Bitcoin's price ran to an all-time high before halving. We're seeing the exact same playbook with XRP. These ETFs only been live about a month. Maybe a little less now. What is it, 3 weeks? Maybe a little over 3 weeks. And remember, we had one ETF launch, then we had a week delay, and then we had the other 2 launch. So we really only had 4 of the 5, if we're counting Rex Osprey in there, up and running for 2 to 3 weeks. And this is how much supply has been taken. This shit's adding up. It's flying. But what do people see? They don't see anything, right? That's the thing. People don't see anything. So they're getting upset about it because it's not affecting the price. That's okay. Because the beautiful thing about blockchains is that we can track all the data. You cannot hide this data. It is on the blockchain. If you know the correct tools, commands, scripting, coding, whatever you want to call it, of how to scrape this data, you can find out what's on an exchange. Now, we can't find out what's on an over-the-counter. It's impossible, right? We have no idea what's on an over-the-counter. We can make guesses. We can assume how much is out there, but there's not a lot over OTC. There's not a lot. How much does Robinhood have? Robinhood doesn't have a lot at all. Robinhood's not a big player in this game, Mike. Robinhood's not a big player. Gemini's not a big player. Uphold's not a big player. Kraken and Coinbase, I think, are your only two American exchanges that are your big players. I mean, we don't really have that many exchanges in the US anyways, right? Crypto, we got crypto.com, but they're not a big XRP holder, crypto.com. They're not. And then we have Trump's index fund that's coming out, and XRP's in Trump's index fund as well. That's huge. We're going to have 4 or 5 because everyone always wants to just think about, and then I'll get to chat. Yo, Rixie, what's up, my man? I know, chat, I'm on a little bit of a rampage. I'm on a heater. Everyone wants to, talk about the ETFs and what they're doing. But do you forget we have index funds as well? I think we have about 3 right now that are live, and we have another one in the pipes. So it's going to have 4 index funds taking XRP off the OTC. We're going to have 6 ETFs taking it off. And now we got the CME group on Monday, which is going to be bigger than all of these, taking it off as well. Your supply shortage is a real thing here. It's going to hit. And when it hits, whatever, I can guarantee you right now, everyone in the chat's going to say, I wish I would have bought more when it was $2. I can guarantee it. I can guarantee it because when you see a green candle, right, this thing kicks in. And when it kicks in, you're like, crap. And then you're going to buy green, and then the market makers are going to short green, and then you can be like, damn, it went back down. Husky Nation, excuse me. Thank you for the super, my friend. Much love. Wouldn't they just buy more from Ripple through a third party when vaults are unlocked? So remember that. We covered that in the article. Ripple cannot. Actually, was it in a different article? It might be in a different. It's in a different article. It is. Hold on. Let me pull that up for you because I just talked about that as well. So Ripple, remember, Husker, through the lawsuit, Ripple versus SEC lawsuit, Ripple cannot directly sell XRP to these institutions without it being registered. That came from Judge Torres. So they can no longer dump it. What Ripple has done in the past, and Joel Katz came out and said it, was that they pre-allocated it. But those pre-allocations, they have terms on them. We'll never know the term of a pre-allocation. It could be a 5-year holdup, a 10-year holdup. I mean, it could be a year holdup. We don't know what Ripple structured with them, right? We have no idea. But Ripple cannot sell what they take out. Their 200 million every month from the 1 billion usually comes out. They cannot sell that to someone. They're not allowed to per court order. Hold on, let me find that article because I just wrote about it the other day. I think it was on the 7th. That's that one, right? Not that one. Not this one. Targets. 21 shares. It was the supply article. Where are you? Right here. So the name of the article is called Explained Real Circulating Amount Ripple Escrow and Over-the-Counter Lockdown. Does the escrow feed over the counter? If there was a what do you call it? I guess we can say lockup. Not a lockup. If there was an agreement in place before the SEC ruling came out, or the SEC versus Ripple ruling came out, that they would get a percentage of that for over-the-counter for X amount of months or terms, then yes, it can go to the over-the-counter. But usually how over-the-counter works, and I've spoken to these over-the-counters before. I've spoken to GSR, who's one of the biggest XRP market makers out there. I also spoke to, I'm drawing the name of the other one. It sounds like a bird. They bought 21 shares. Fire. Something fire. Not fire blocks. I forget the name. Forget the name of the other one. They own 21 shares. But if we look at this article and it talks about over the counter, it says what Ripple can and cannot do. So the SEC tried to argue Ripple sold securities, blah, 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 and then programmatic sales. So it says programmatic sales to retail were not certain older institutional. So it says certain older institutional over-the-counter agreements were evaluated differently. So the OTC deals that were done before are still illegal, and they can have no discounts, no promotional tie-ins, and they have to be over on-demand liquidity forced utility rather than an investment structure. So Ripple can legally sell an asset and retail can buy it, but their XRP that comes out has to be ODL based. It cannot be used for Ripple to profit from. So that's the big difference here, is what we're looking at. So it's going to heat up. It's going to heat up. Jesse says, Rip, the rally is second or third week of January. I see. You know, if I had to take a guess, we're going to see a rally before March. If I had to take a guess. If we look at previous cycles, because this is lining up like a 2017 cycle. If we look at the 2017 cycle, your massive run on XRP was December, January. If we do a little calculation here and we figure what a government was shut down for about a month, give or take, and we take the 2017 rally, December to January, then we'll probably be looking at a rally January to February, give or take. I would probably say February to March-ish because the government really didn't start working right away. But it does line up with the second to third week of January, like you're saying. You know, it's going to be fun to watch it unfold. It's going to be fun to watch it unfold. For the Crown, wow, YouTube unsubbed me from your account. It's been a while. Damn, For the Crown, you probably did a little butt unscrubbing, is what you did. End of January pump. Like, we know it's coming. Like, a pump is brewing, is what makes it exciting, right? Especially when you wake up and you see you have all those alerts on your cell phone, and it's like XRP's price is up 10%, 15, 20%. It gets really exciting. A pump's coming 100%. I can't wait for it. I can't wait for it. And the more ETFs we get, the more index funds we get, the CME pumping this out. Plus, we didn't even talk about the major catalyst in the building, which is this. You know, talk about what's going on over at Gemini is huge as well. We've been in a bear market for a year, except Bitcoin. Yeah, I mean, you can technically, and we made a video on this. You can technically say that all of 2025 has been a bear market, right? You can make the case for it. XRP usually pumps last. XRP pumped November to January. You can say your bear market started in January, and this whole year has been a bear. In the 4-year cycle, I mean, it's toast, especially with ETFs now and all the, I mean, we're talking millions of dollars. What did XRP's ETF do today? 26 million. I mean, you're getting $26 million coming in on these ETFs every day, 100 million a month, or 100 million a week, $400 million a month, and that number is just going to keep climbing. I mean, sooner or later, something got to give, right? Something got to give. ETFs are pushing money away from XRP, bro. Explain that. Explain that, my friend. That's not the case. What do you mean, no? I want to hear that. If I was the big three that is still left, I would want a better price than the smaller play ETFs, $2. That's why I'm guessing $1.75 within the next week. It's smart, right? If I was the big three, obviously we're probably talking BlackRock, Goldman. Who's your third? Fidelity. We can throw Fidelity in there. You would want a lower price, right? You get a lower price, you get more XRP. You can lose your trading fees. If we pull up the XRP chart here and we look at our support and resistance on this thing, you can see we got a nice support region, $1.76 to about $1.82 is what we're looking at. That's if your $2 level gives. And we've been ranging sideways in this $2 support region. Could this thing go back down to this $70, $80 region? 100%. Is it any cause for concern? No. Your only cause, here, I'm going to give you your only cause for concern for XRP. This is when you need to get nervous. If XRP breaks 55 cents, that's when you get nervous. Why? Because that's where our bullish move started. That would invalidate this entire bullish push up. We're nowhere by 55 cents. We have a lot of support holding us above. I think there's about 4 major regions. We're in one of them now. You got your $1.75 to $1.80-ish region. You got massive support around $1.50, then $1.25, and then $1. You're going to need some crazy black swan event to wipe this thing back under $1. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Ah, there you go, Frankie. That looks better. That looks better. It's okay. We're holding. That's it, man. We just hold. Ev says, okay, what is the best place to sit on and I'll buy my XRP on? Currently, I use Coinbase. Hey, if I could use Coinbase, I would use Coinbase as well. Coinbase is a great exchange. It's a publicly traded company. They're not going anywhere. Just make sure you two-factor down that account. If you wanted to get extra secure and extra safe, get a Xamin wallet. It's free. It's a mobile wallet. If you wanted to get, you know, a ledger like everyone else, you can get a ledger. People like Trezor as well. Any of those wallets works. It just comes down to key security at the end of the day. But Coinbase, I love Coinbase. I would be a Coinbase customer if I was able to. They don't let me anymore. Gemini's a great exchange. Kraken's another great exchange. They're going out for IPO. I don't like Kraken's customer service. That's just me. But I've talked to others who had great customer service from Kraken. So it's all up to you at that point. You know what I mean? Just protect those keys and lock those accounts down. Chris Bruns. I think it's Bruns. $1.24 is the worst case bottom. Yeah, it's around there, right around $1.24, $1.25. I mean, I honestly don't see it breaking $1.50 if we do go down. This next region that you see on your screen, and we'll circle it. Where's my little brush? This region right here is not going to be an easy one to break on XRP. And it's around $1.76, call it, would be the bottom of that. That's not going to be an easy region to break either. Benjamin, Ripman, I got on late from the office, dealt with some snow in a property. Now I got to deal with ice. Oh man, it doesn't sound friendly, my friend. That's why I left. That's why I left the Northeast. You know, it's 60 down here in Florida and we call it winter. Hopefully you get that handled. I'm happy work's over though. But now you got to work even more. Deal with the snow and the ice. Yo, the black ice was the worst. You just be driving on black ice. You'll be like, everything's fine. You go to stop and you're not stopping. You're just sliding. No, thank you. No, thank you. Also, BitGet is a distant. Yeah, like BitGet's good, but BitGet's not US. Am I correct? BitGet, you need a Palau ID, I believe. I believe you need a Palau. Adam says, Rip, if an aggressive yield comes out with a protected and backed company bank, would your strategy change? Would you keep a yield bag? Adam, 100%. If we get a large bank, and we will get there, we're not going to get there. If we had a JP Morgan, you know, a Bank of America, even a PNC, if we had a legitimate financial company, a Fidelity even, a Robinhood, 100% I would be staking XRP in a second. I wouldn't stake it on these other platforms because you don't know what can happen. And it's not worth it to me. Like to get an extra 5% for staking my XRP, I'll just buy whatever I could have gotten. I'd rather just spend the extra money, you know, do a side hustle, do a side job, find something to sell to buy it than to give it up and take the chance of losing it. But we're going to get there. I believe we're going to get to a day where you're going to walk into your bank, plug in your ledger. It's going to read what's on the screen. It's going to read it in your bank account. When you log into like your Bank of America account, it's going to say how much your crypto's worth because the bank's holding it and how much you're earning on it. We will get there. No doubt about it. But yeah, my stance would 100% change. And don't get me wrong. When I sell my crypto, I'm buying back into the crypto, right? I do believe there's going to be there's always a correction, right? I believe there's going to be a correction. I don't think it's going to be a 90%. I think we could see a 20%, 40% pullback, and then I'm going to buy back in. Like I'm gonna definitely, you know, what I'm holding is gonna change. I hold 23-ish assets. That's gonna change. That's way too many. Way too many. It's gonna be five or six waiting to move forward. Fidelity's also coming at the clarity. Fidelity's gonna be a huge crypto player, no doubt about it. Robert says, Rip, if we got a rate cut today, why the market's down? Rate cut was already priced in. Your rate cut was priced in already. And it's what the market makers do, right? You have to think like a market maker. So your market maker makes money on shorts and longs. So what do? They know that everyone thinks this is going to be a bullish event. So they pull liquidity out. They allow the price to rise, and then they short it back down and they make money on it. So these events were already priced in. People took longs on it and people lost on it. Just like you just saw the other day, XRP was the most shorted asset out there. And I made the video on it 2 days ago. And I was like, I'll tell you what's going to happen. XRP is going to pump up a little bit. They're going to liquidate these shorts. And then they're going to push the price of XRP right back down. And it's exactly what they did, right? They liquidated the shorts. And now they sent the price of XRP back down. And those people with shorts lost their position. That's it. Mike says, I just asked you a question, Winkle. Mike, where are you, my friend? Bear market? Mike, was that your question? Bear market? Smalty, what beer are you drinking? I see you as a Budweiser. Are you a Bud Heavy guy? Oh, your name's back. Smoltz, what happened? I think we're not even a Trump speech. We're one Trump True Social. Was it True Social? True Social? I think True Social, right? Yeah. Tweet away or post away, I should say. And then we're good. Leverage traders don't learn. Leverage traders will never learn. You did fix it. I'm proud of you. F now. Go Anga. I'm thinking I'm going to be eating rails for Christmas. Rallies for Christmas. Oh, yeah. Johnny says, Rip, one day you should do a show on shorts and long. Explain good. I could try to get that in. The content's been crazy right now. It's been crazy. XRP is one of the most traded coins that definitely doesn't help the price. Yeah, they do the opposite. Market makers, they play it well. The market makers know how to play the XRP game very, very well. They know what they're doing. Frankie, XRP, XLM, Velo, Ando, and Crow. Love that. I wish I had Crow. You know, I never got involved in Crow. I wish I had Crow. One coin I never looked into. Crow's going to be an absolute monster. Crypto Genealogy says, hi, XRP Army friends. Hello there. 444. Mike, is that the price? Mike, what was your question? Was it the bear market question? Oh, that's the West Coast time. I thought it was an XRP price prediction. Torchy, what's up, homie? I got some nice, easy Mick Ultra. Yo, I'll tell you, Sunday football, those Mick Ultras, they flow, man. They flow. Mr. Winkle XRP. There's my friend. I love that picture. 5X long right now. Oh, you're a brave man, bro. Please on shorts and longs. Let me make a note because, you know, make a video. What do you want to know specifically? Put in the chat what you want to know specifically on shorts and longs so I can make sure it's covered in the video, because if not, you're just going to get Rip's version and a rampage. I'm just going to ramble on for it. Are you familiar with Seals Q? Stock connected with H-bar. Seals Q, I'm not, Mark. I never heard of that one, to be honest with you. I know there's a lot of stocks connected to Solana and Dogecoin. I made videos on them where they're holding them in the treasuries. I haven't heard of that one yet, though. For the crown, just heard updated news on Ando last day. So Ando, worth getting a small bag of, in my opinion, for the crown. I love Ando. It's my second largest holding now. Ando versus SEC is finally over. 300 tokenized assets. They said over 1,000 by the end of the year. We'll see if that's going to be true. If it's not by the end of the year, it's going to happen next year. Everything's going to tokenization. So I'm a big fan of Ando. Big fan. My second largest holding. Truths of Heart says, do you believe the reason why they're holding back the price / price manipulating is so that we do not have major dips when we have pullbacks after PA? Yeah, there. Oh, you just I had you. You got the super chat. I had you. Thank you. No, I do appreciate it. So, Truth of Hearts wants to know if if I believe the reason that they're holding back the price or manipulating it is so that we do not have major dips when we have pullbacks after PA. Yeah, I think there's more into that as well. I think they're holding back the price of this thing because when people see green, they buy. I don't really think that they want XRP to be in our possession. I think this is going to be more of a back end tool used in the financial system. So I think between them manipulating the price, them not causing this thing to dip as hard is all going to play into this. Because the worst thing that could happen is if XRP was being used on the back end of financial system or being used for these derivative settlements, and is a massive correction, you know, a 50% dip across the board. It's going to help, it's going to hurt all of these major players that are involved. So they don't want that. And what these ETFs are doing is it's helping it run on its own and move by itself like it should be, like every crypto should be, right? It's helping it break away from your Bitcoin. So we can have that decouple aspect on it. So there's a lot that goes into it, but they're definitely they're feeding your liquidity within these tight ranges so we don't see these massive dips like we've been seeing right now. Like what has been our dip? 210 to 204, a 6 cent move. A 6 cent move is not going to kill anyone. But if we go from say 210 to a $1.50, that's a huge gap, and that can hurt a lot of books and can hurt a lot of the liquidity providers. So that's what I'm seeing on it. Brent Hodge, thank you, my friend, for the super. How high do you see XRP during our run? So we're talking about our next run, whenever that may occur. I got 3 ranges I talked about. Your bottom base range is if the entire market rolls over and for some reason we're still in a 4-year cycle, which I do not believe we are, but I still like to talk about these ranges, is only like 4 to 650. It's not super high. I give that like a 1% chance of happening. My nice range, nice profit taking range, I really like 8 to 13 bucks. I believe if Bitcoin goes higher from here and we do get a 175, $200,000 Bitcoin at some point, we're gonna get a $19 to $30 XRP is what I like on it. Could it go higher? Of course, we would need the derivatives to kick in. We would need this thing to be being used by banks as, you know, its true utility purpose for settlement. We would need a piece of Swift in there as well, which is going to happen at some point, right? I don't think it happens within the next 6 months. I still think we're a couple of years, if not, you know, 4 to 5 years out from that. So in your current time, 813, 1930, depending on how much money comes into crypto. If we roll over right now, I wouldn't expect too much from it. I would expect a tight range. I wouldn't expect this thing going back down to $1 or so. I think it's going to be holding its price throughout wherever we go and wherever the markets roll over. So that's what I'm looking at on this thing. Truth of Hearts, I'm feeling the same. Appreciate you. God bless XRP fam. Yeah, thank you for the super, Truth. True of Hearts, I appreciate that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Z-Back garbage. Oh, trash. Z-Back's trash. 100%. If you made money on it, congratulations. But Z-Back, no, no, no. Smolty made 4x on Z-Back and never went back. Smart. Very smart. You made your money, congrats. But Z-Back isn't going anywhere. Z-Back's a trash coin. Z-Back will never run by itself. It will always follow the markets. And whatever coin is always going to follow the markets will never survive. It will go away. Red says ETFs take about 6 months to price in. Yeah, I had the countdown. I made the sheet on it, and we compared it to Bitcoin's ETFs. And the sheet looked at what Bitcoin did. It took Bitcoin about 2 months or so to get moving, to kick it into gear. But Bitcoin also had BlackRock backing it, which is a completely different ballgame from XRP. So I projected my numbers using a comparison to Bitcoin. Once we had 5 ETFs up and running, and I forget the math on it. I got a sheet somewhere. I think it's on my desktop actually. I said once we had 5 ETFs up and running, it would be about 30 to 60 days if the volume was in between a certain range. Let me see if I can find that actually. Hold on, I think it's on my desktop. 30-day for ETF. Was this at the 30-day? Or was this at the ETF HTML? That might have been it. Hold on. I'll tell you the numbers I ran. No, that wasn't it. ETF. Was it under XRP? Well, I got this one at least. So the numbers I ran on it, I counted if we had 5 ETFs and we looked at a 30 to 60 day model. We don't have 5. I know a lot of people want to say, well, Rex Osprey, you know, they're in the list as your 5th. I put it in there. It's a hybrid. It's not a true spot XRP ETF. My official count currently is 4. We might have the 5th one live tomorrow. So we have 5 ETFs and we're pulling in around 10 million per ETF, 50 million in inflows a day. 30 to 60 days, we could possibly be seeing like a $5 XRP. But your total inflow volume, as you can see, it's 26.92. If we take 4, go into 26, you're looking about, they're doing around what, a little over 6 million a day. So it's way under the numbers that we have on here. But the real math doesn't begin until we get, you know, 10 ETFs, 15 ETFs, even 20. 20 ETFs, and if we're doing 45 million a day from 20 ETFs, which is going to happen, I mean, that's when we start talking about that double-digit XRP. We're not there yet. It's slowly coming together, but we're definitely getting there. You guys are forgetting Quant. Yeah, Quant's another major one. Quant's a massive player. Quant's a massive player. Cruise Light, what rally? You don't, how don't you see it? Look at the chart. The thing of beauty. There's a Christmas colors on the chart for you. You got it. Yeah, you got to zoom out on it. This is a daily. This is your daily chart. Who cares about a daily, right? You can't look at daily. We can go to a little. Oof. Look at this. Go away. Go off my screen. Where's my little? Oh, my little arrow. That's a rally. That's a year. That is a year. In a year, we had, and we can take it to the last retrace point. You had a 348% move in 12 months. 348%. It takes you 7 years in the stock market to do a 100% a 2x move, and you did a 348% move within a year. That's a rally. We can't look at the day, the 4 hour. I've seen people looking at a 15-minute chart. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing, folks? We don't do it. We don't do it. Bullish, hello, you hear me? I don't hear you, but I see you. I see you, my friend. Did you ask, you got a question? Did I miss it? When will we take off? It's the $1 million question, man. My crystal ball, it's broken. It doesn't know. If I had to take a guess, it's going to be early 2026. I think it already would have taken off if the government wasn't shut down. The government shutdown definitely pushed this thing off 4 weeks at a minimum, maybe 8 weeks at your max. They pushed off your Clarity, your Genius Act, and those bills are going to bring in institutions. So we definitely pushed it off a little bit here. You know what I mean? It's coming though. The rally's coming. The supply shock's coming. We just went over the XRP on the exchanges. We're down to 4 billion from 7 billion. 3 billion XRP gone like that. Just poof. Just disappeared. Right? Where did it go? Where did it go? What is my favorite crypto exchange? Gemini. It would have been Coinbase if they didn't ban me. It would have been Coinbase. Cruise Light, it's not Christmas, man. It's December 10th. What are we doing? What are we doing? And it's not Christmas anywhere in the world. Douglas says, hey, Bullwinkle, 1 Bitcoin or 45K XRP. At this current point, if it was today, it's XRP. It's XRP. I mean, Bitcoin from here, what's Bitcoin? 90? Let's call it 90K. Bitcoin needs 180,000 to 2X. XRP needs to get pretty much its all-time high to 2X. It's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer. It really is. If this was a bear market and Bitcoin went back down to 40K, 50K, where I think it's going to go, Bitcoin's the answer, because Bitcoin would run first. I would then sell Bitcoin at the top and then rotate into XRP at that point is what I would do. That's what I would do. That's how I would play this thing. Tuve Too thick. Too thick. Too thick. That's dirty. Without the ETFs, we'd be looking at a different price right now, down to $1. Yeah, if we didn't have ETFs right now, this price would not be as stable as it's been acting. No doubt about that. No doubt about that. You don't like Uphold? All right. I like Uphold, but I don't like the limits. Uphold's limits are super, super low. That's my issue with Uphold. And they're more expensive. Uphold charges more for their cryptos than other exchanges. But I like Uphold. I like the ease of use. I buy my XLM from Uphold every single week. It's on just automatic. It takes it out of my bank account, stacks XLM for me. So I don't have an issue with Uphold. But the limits kill me. I need bigger limits in my life. You know what I'm saying? I need bigger limits. Thoughts on why we lost 4 trillion crypto market cap and can't seem to get back of it? Bitcoin. Bitcoin's in a bear structure. Bitcoin's 100% in a bear structure. Once it gets under 75K, we can officially say it. And I'll tell you right now, for everyone that's in here, you'll hear it. I just put out a Patreon post to my Patreon members the other day. I told them, be on the lookout. Bitcoin's probably, it looks like it wants to grab liquidity around 97 to 100K. After that, I think Bitcoin's going to drop all the way back down, is what I'm thinking. I think Bitcoin, I don't think Bitcoin's going much higher from here. We need to see a miracle. Bitcoin is in a very, very bad structure if you look at it. And most of your money, where is it? It's in Bitcoin. That's why your total cryptocurrency market cap has dropped down a lot, is what we're looking at. True of Heart says, my spidey senses are definitely saying pull out of Bitcoin right now and put it all in XRP, then reinvest in Bitcoin after PA. Yep, 100%. 100%. I'm with that. I am with that. Deep or Algo, Derek? I don't know much about Deep. I hold Algo. If it was between those two, just because I don't know anything about Deep, I would say Algo. If you want to throw Ondo in the mix, I would take Ondo over any of those any day of the single week. No doubt about it. Best way to play Uphold is to stack cash and to hit large buys. Yeah, that's how you got to do it with Uphold. Prince says, I got 5K waiting for 180 cents, and I got 10K if XRP goes to 150 cents. You're about to stack, my friend. Love that. When Lambo, well, we're all going to be renting Lambos in 2026. Not buying, though. We're just renting. We're just renting. Uphold won't let you set automatic sell orders at really high prices, like 100 XRP. Yeah, no, they won't do that. Some of the exchanges will. Kraken let you. I don't know about Gemini. I never just put sell orders in like that. I think Coinbase used to. I think Coinbase might cap it now though. 4-year cycles gone 100%. 4-year cycles definitely gone. ETFs changed to 4-year cycle. There's no doubt about that. There's no doubt about that. Benji, I question if there ever was a 4-year cycle. Yeah, you know, it's a great question, Ben. Was there ever a really 4-year cycle, or did we all just kind of, you know, put the narrative together around the halving? It's a great question. That definitely deserves a deep dive. That definitely deserves a deep dive. Lucid, yo, Rip, do you think crypto pulls away after market structure is in place? Curious to see if some cryptos don't drop super low during a bear market. Yeah, that's a great comment, actually. Your cryptos that have ETFs or in index funds, they will not be affected as those cryptos that aren't in them. Someone mentioned ZBAC before. Perfect example. ZBAC will get crushed. It will absolutely get demolished because it's going to have no money coming into it, right? It won't have, we got retirement funds coming at the end of 26, beginning of 2027. It won't be involved in that. It doesn't have any institutional flows coming in it to keep it aboard. All it has is Twitter hype. That will get crushed. But XRP, on the other hand, it has institutional money coming in. There's going to be a shortage on over the counter at some point, and when that institutional money hits the markets, it's gonna push it. It's gonna push it. And in institutional money, index funds, ETFs, it helps it break away from Bitcoin. Because right now, whatever Bitcoin does, it's going to take ZBAC with it. If Bitcoin decides, hey, I'm going to go lower, I'm going to crush all these alts that have no use case, no purpose, it's going to crush all those alts. And who's controlling Bitcoin? Your market makers and institutions are controlling it. So no doubt about that. Just threw 100 at Ondo, 49 cents right now. Love that. Love that. Ondo's going to be a major player. I told everyone, if I was getting into crypto today, Ondo would be one I'd be stacking for the next 4 years. No doubts, man. No doubt. I was wondering because I heard Z-Back was a rug pull. Yeah, Z-Back was never anything. It was just a bunch of people pumping it up. Twitter brought into the sentiment. They didn't even know what the thing did. They were looking where they could buy it, and they got into green. Some people made money. Other people lost money. But you only hear about the people who win. You won't hear about the people who lost their asses on it, right? That's how it works. You hear about people who made money from it. And like, oh, thanks, they did 5x on it. Well, that's cool. That's cool. But how about the 99.9% of others that got destroyed on it because they don't know any better and they just followed what social media said? That's the dead honest truth about it. Do you think Ando will retrace back to 45 cents before taking off? You know, I haven't looked at the Ando chart in a minute. Let's take a peek. Let's see, we got a little supply. So we're sitting way under. I don't know how much lower this thing could go, to be honest with you. Especially the lawsuit just got cleared up. Supposedly they're gonna have all those stocks live and tokenized by the end of the year. I don't know how much lower we can get. I would start paying attention to your range, 53 to 58 cents. When that breaks, you'll get a move back up into the 60 to 70 cents range, which from 50 cents, I mean, you're looking at what, 5, 10, 4, you're looking at like a 40% gain. No, 5, yeah, you're looking at about a 40% gain at that point. So I'll be eyeing it right here. I mean, your daily, let's look at the little weekly on this thing. Not too much cooking on the weekly. I mean, it's back testing where its last retest was. So I don't know how much lower Ando's gonna actually go. To me, it doesn't matter. My DC on Ando is like 92 or 96. At the end of the day, when we're looking at Ando, you know, $3 to $5, $10, it's not going to matter. It's really not going to matter. No RSI in this chart. I could do a deep dive on Ando. No RSI in this one. What do I got? I got my indicators in this one. I'm using support and resistance, and then I'm using a my Oracle. My Oracle at. I mean, this thing to flip bullish needs to get back to 73 cents on it. And it's been in a strong, since September, it's been in a strong downtrend. Hasn't broken it yet. You think Aerodrome will recover? Yeah, 100%. 100%. Eric Trump loves Aerodrome. Aerodrome's another one I stacked for a bit. Did he say Ondo? He sure did. O-N-D-O. So hold off on Ondo until like 45 cents. I mean, if you want to get cute and you want to try to nickel and diamond me from here, it's a 3-cent move. You could. You can start DCAing on it. Your best strategy is always a DCA, right? Because you don't care what happens every single week. You just keep DCAing. And that's it. And it's gonna even itself out over the long haul. If you want to DCA for 3 months, $10 a week for 3 months, over 3 months, you're gonna have a nice price point on it. Because we can't, I mean, it's impossible to time bottoms. We get close, right? A 3-cent difference from what could be a bottom at 45 cents. At the end of the day, it's really nothing, to be honest with you. It's going to be nothing at the end of the day. We're looking at. All right, everyone. We've been live for 1 hour and 5 minutes. Another amazing turnout. I appreciate each and every single one of you. Amazing questions tonight. I appreciate everyone stopping in and tuning by. Remember, we are live every Wednesday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I think XRP will hit $10 this year, like 2025? No. Not this year. Where everything's delayed because of the government. Oh, rip, BitGet. There's a US version. There's a US version of BitGet. I didn't know that, my friend. Thank you. I gotta look into that. BitGet's gonna be a major exchange player in there. Moto, what's the lowest we could go? $1.75 on XRP is your next area of resistance if $2 gets broken. It's actually about you got $1.90 support, $1.70-ish support, and then $1.50. Those are your key regions on XRP you should be looking at. Those are the key regions. The lowest it can go, I mean, it could retrace the whole move back down to 50 cents. That's worst case scenario. I do not see that playing out. That would invalidate the entire move. I would be looking at those 3 regions: $1.50, $1.70, and $1.90 if $2 gets broken. You're fantastic. Thank you, True of Hearts. Thanks for being here tonight, channel with us. You're very welcome. Other than XRP, what are your other top 5 cryptos, Bad Brazilian? In order, it's XRP, Ondo, Chainlink. I believe it's then AVAX, and I think XLM. XLM, it's either XLM or Quant for number 5. Those are the top 5. Derek, see you next Wednesday, guys. Thank you, my friend. I'll see you as well. Thanks, bro. Put it in order. Got you. Smoltzy, happy birthday, my friend. Enjoyed your night. Enjoy those nice Mick Ultras. Hopefully the nice and cold. Love that. The day XRP breaks $4, YouTubers will be right. Paul, 100%, my friend. We're going to nail it when it does, and then we're going to celebrate it. But that's going to do it for me. Enjoy. I'm going to see everyone next Wednesday. I've got a new video coming up on YouTube as well. Have an amazing night. Frankie, we'll have to plan. We'll plan that someday. We can figure that one out.